The Nintendo 64 was an exciting new video game console in the late 90s, but not all the games made for the N64 were that great. Elmo's Number Journey. Sure, this may not have been the most exciting title in the Nintendo 64 library, but some were hoping for at least some playability. However, this title offers little for those who even enjoy the Sesame Street license of video games. WCW Backstage Assault. By this point, WCW was already becoming a dying company that was nowhere near its 1996 to 1998 heyday. Wrestling games were all the rage for Nintendo 64, so what does WCW decide to do? Make a game completely about brawling backstage and not in the ring. No wonder WCW died. A Bug's Life. Although it's one of the most underrated and underappreciated of almost all of the Pixar films, the Nintendo 64 game is completely unenjoyable and seemingly needed to be created to cash in on the whole movie tie-in. Hey You Pikachu. This game was supposed to have the greatest state-of-the-art voice recognition software component, but the technology just wasn't there yet to create a truly satisfying game. Only the most hardcore Pokemon fans enjoyed this one, though at least Pikachu was pretty cute in the game. WWF Attitude. Wrestling games were dominated by THQ and WCW in the late 90s, but when THQ acquired the WWF license in the early 2000s, they changed the way you played a wrestling game on the N64. Prior to that, WWF had these horribly controlled games by Acclaim. This one was easily the most obnoxious. Carmageddon 64. Carmageddon was a precursor to Grand Theft Auto, but it just wasn't well made. The game also originally retailed for around $60, which was a lot of money in late 90s dollars. Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. Some ideas just seem like a better idea on paper than if you actually do them. Case in point with this action-adventure game based on Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. The sluggish controls and weak graphics seem to be the nail in the coffin for other MK characters getting their own side-scrolling adventure game.